Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to episode 4 of Kakegurui Twin. Which means after this, there's only 2 more episodes left, which kind of sucks, but hopefully there will be more in the future. We'll see. But last we left off, Mary was involved in this kind of special underground gambling ring that Sachiko was putting on, and one of the big games in it is a dating game, basically. And it's all about whether or not, like, everyone matches up on who they choose to, like, go with and everything, and different offers can be given, including basically full-out sex. And it's just... It just didn't go well at all. Because something's amiss. As we know, cheating is allowed in the gambles in this academy, as long as it's not discovered ahead of time or during the game. And there has to be some level of cheating here, because the problem is it should be impossible for every couple to match up. There's like 5 girls and 5 guys, and it should be impossible for there to be a match between all of them. Especially with the fact that Mary and our other lead girl, I can't remember her name at the moment, but especially with them having switched their places, their bets. So something is clearly amiss, and Mary is starting to question and doubt everyone, including her clubmates. I guess you would call them clubmates. The other ones helping her run her gambling den. The other girls. But yeah, it's like now she's just trying to, like, figure out what the hell's going on. Sachiko says she's not that there was no cheating, but I don't know. I think that's wrong. We'll have to see. But with there only being 2 episodes after this, because this episode's clearly going to close out this gamble. With there only being 2 more episodes and probably 1 more game, there is no way this is going to conclude everything. Because there's no way we're going to get a satisfying link between where Mary is now and to where Mary is at the beginning of the main series. Not in just 2 more episodes. So there's got to be more to Kakegurui Twin in its manga form, which means there's possibly going to be more with the series at some point. Which it's like, yeah, various shows on Netflix have released only like a certain batch of them at a time, so that's not out of the ordinary for Netflix. But with a series like this, it's like I feel like there needed to be some different way of handling it. But again, Netflix is not the best at handling anime, so... I mean, JoJo is a great example of that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes down. But I'm still interested to see where this goes. And I'm just going to say now, the last 2 episodes we are probably going to do together. I was going to do all episodes separately just because, you know, there's only 6 episodes. But I'm thinking I might do the last 2 episodes together after all. And as such, I think that I can kind of reveal what's going to take over for this slot once that happens. So this really shouldn't be a surprise because I've been talking about this lately. And with what's been going on in the industry lately, this is something that I feel like I want to get to now, specifically because it's now. And I'm going to say right off the bat, it's not Devil's a Part-Timer Season 2, though that will still be coming. That's already set for another slot. But for this slot, replacing Kakegurui Twin after the finale, again, at least so far, what we're getting for the time being with the 6 episodes, will be the 4th and final book of Infinity Train. Something I've been wanting to get back to, and I think this is the right time to do it just because of everything going on with HBO Max and all these shows being taken off and basically being fucked over. With all of that going on, I think it's the right time to get back to this and see what the final season of Infinity Train can provide. So we will be getting to that, I guess, in 2 more weeks, because we have episode 4 here, and then if we're doing the last 2 episodes together, 5 and 6, we'll do that next week. And then so in 2 weeks, we'll be starting on Infinity Train. So yeah, that's the plan as of now. I can't guarantee like 100% that I'll like it as much as book 3, but considering how much I loved book 3, I mean, it's going to be hard to beat that. But I hope to love it as much, if not more. I mean, that's always the case. And we'll see how it goes down. We'll see how it goes down. I don't know how many episodes it is, but we'll see. Either way. So yeah, we're gonna get to this, see what this episode has in store, and how it closes out this game for Kakegurui. Excuse me. Let's just get to it. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, pretty much the way Mary got around this is by planning around the plan that was planned around her plan. But in all seriousness, we found out who the traitor was, and it was pretty obvious. Once you started realizing everything, like how into the game she was and everything, and when you, especially the instant you see her pull the card out, it's like, it was so quick, it was so prepared, that it felt so entirely planned. Like it was a setup. And it's just, everything was hinting towards her. Plus, I feel like the other girl, Kurumi, I think her name was, it felt too obvious. She always seemed a little more crazy, and I think that was the red herring there. This cutesy girl who seemed really nice, really down to earth, who was really into this game and finding love, it's like, oh yeah, it was definitely her. And I'm glad Mary figured that out too, but she did initially snap at her friends, but then eventually had to work, when she realized what was going on, she had to work that into the plan. So she started giving signals to them, using the note with the fake club name for the one girl, and then for Suzura, she had to give a verbal clue. And everything just kind of fell into place. It all just really worked out. So luckily, Mary knew to trust them, and it all worked. It all just fit. Kurumi just kind of ended up working out anyways, because she didn't know if she could trust Kurumi, but she had planned for that, so. And so everything worked out. They made like, what was it, 2 million? So quite a bit of money from the Double or Nothing round. And yeah, everything just worked. And the ending there, like with Mary apologizing and all, it's like we started to see a little more of the Mary we know in this episode. Um, but then she kind of goes back from that as well. And it's clear that she's starting to get to there, but not quite there yet. So it's like, what is going to really like push her in that direction? It has to be something with her, Suzura, and the other girl being broken up. Like, it's because again, those two girls are not in the current series. They're not in the main series in the current day. So what happened to them? Whatever happens to them, that is got to be what turns Mary into the bitch she was in the at the beginning of the main series. She's going to lose her close friends. She's going to lose her hope, and she's going to have no other option than to completely invest her entire self into the gambling and into the ways of this school, turning her into a bitch. And luckily we know she does start to come out of that again. And I really fucking hope that when we do eventually get season 3, that we get follow up on these girls. Unless like they're dead or something. I hope we get follow up on them, and hopefully they come back even if possible. Because it's got to be either they're dead or they transferred out of the school. I don't know. But I would like to see follow up with that in season 3. Once there's enough material to make a season 3, mind you. But that's only if that ends up being the case too, because I don't even know if that is. Because there's got to be more to this than just these 6 episodes. There's got to be more, another batch coming down the line. And that could be 12 episodes total. Could be even more. I don't know. But I'm very, very interested to see how this batch ends, at least. And yeah, with that ending, with the way, like, not only with Mary apologizing, but like Suzura kind of apologizing as well, and just like, again, I've stated it before, but this series, or I guess franchise, or whatever you want to call it now, because there's multiple series technically within it, is super fucking gay in the most intense way. Like, it's very obvious a lot with the main series that there's a lot of gay shit. Karari and her assistant, a big example. Obviously there's a lot of that with Mary and Yumiko, and just other characters as well. There's like, it's very gay, and obviously I mean that in a very positive way. But by God, this spin-off, I almost feel like is actually gayer. Because Suzura, kind of her entire character is pretty much worshipping the ground that Mary walks on, which fair. But also it's like she is so fucking into her, it's not funny. And the ending of this episode, it shows Mary almost kind of embrace her. Like, she gets closer to her, and like even like touches her face, brushes the hair out of her face and everything. And it's like, it's just like, my God, you are not even trying to hide this. And while a lot of people shipped Mary and Yumiko in the main series, I actually think there's a lot more to ship these two. Because Mary and Yumiko, it's like they work together, and all of their sexually charged interactions were more regarding basically the fact that they were fucking with their opponents. It's like, we're gonna fuck with our opponents, we're gonna completely screw with their heads, and that's what that was all about. But with this, it actually comes across as more like an actual relationship. Like, Mary and Suzura actually feel like there's actually chemistry there. And it actually genuinely feels like Mary likes her back. Which, if this is the case, if my theory is correct, and Mary does become a bitch after losing Suzura, that is going to be basically confirmation in my eyes. And on top of that, it's going to be really tragic, and I will probably cry. Because I'm genuinely shipping them. Because I feel like there's so much evidence that they actually both really love each other. I genuinely believe that. And it's just... It's weird to think that Mary was like this at one point. But, yeah, this school, I guess, is just going to break her. And I'm very interested to see when that happens, because that's going to be big. But yeah, it's like, I am on board with this, like 100%. Even with a satirical parody show like this, it's like you could still really get behind the ships and everything. Dragon Maid like did that really well with obviously making Kobayashi and Toru like top tier shipping material, OTP of like the century. It's like you literally cannot imagine either of them with anyone else. Like you not only can't imagine it, but it actually makes you viscerally angry to think about either of them ending up with anyone else. And there's evidence to support the idea that you could say Toru and Elma are exes. There is evidence to support that, but at the same time, it's like it's impossible to rightly see those two even together currently. It's just like Toru belongs with no one else but Miss Kobayashi. And that's kind of the feelings I'm getting with Mary and Suzura here. And bring in Yukimi as well. Make it a throuple. I'd be completely okay with that. But Yukimi, so far, just comes across as a friend to the other two. There isn't that romantic chemistry that Mary and Suzura have with each other. Yukimi comes across as just a really good friend, like best friend even. But these two are so fucking gay for each other, and it is, in my eyes, super fucking obvious. It's not even a question to me. But I'm also gay. I am very, very gay. I am very queer. So it's like, at the same time, I'm extremely biased, admittedly, in this regard. And considering how much I love queer representation in media, you could also say I'm biased in that I'm just trying to find more of that. But again, the main series and everything is also super gay. Kakegurui makes no effort to hide that. Even the openings, like watch the fucking openings. It is super fucking gay. Constantly. There's a part in the first opening of Yumiko kissing the toe of that one girl who's obsessed with collecting people's nails. On top of that, it shows Kurari embracing Yumiko and everything. It shows Yumiko like getting very feely with a copy of herself. And it even shows Kurari licking her assistant's eyeball. And it's just like, it is so fucking gay, it's not funny. So it's not just me projecting. It's not just me projecting here. Like, this series is actively gay. It is actively super fucking gay. And so the spin-off being like that too just honestly makes sense. But the spin-off kind of bringing in like the levels of kind of wholesome, genuine connection that Kurari and her assistant have is not entirely what I expected. So the fact that it is like wholesomely gay, the fact that it is super super cute with it and genuinely feels natural is is something that Kakegurui doesn't do too often. But when it does, it nails it really good, really well. Because again, the relationship with Karari and her assistant is so fucking precious. It is absolutely precious and beautiful and adorable and completely believable. And now with Mary and Suzerain, it's like it's giving me diabetes with how fucking cute and sweet it is. It's so fucking like saccharine that it's like I love it. And by that extension, I obviously didn't like seeing Mary like railing into Suzerain in this episode. But at the same time, I figured that it was part of the plan. So I wasn't too bothered by it as much as I could have been, at least. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this. And we only have 2 episodes left. And like I said in the pre-thoughts, we will be getting to those 2 together. I initially planned to do them still separately, but I want to get to them together. The last 2 of this, I just want to do at the same time. And like I also said in the pre-thoughts, that means that next week we will be ending this, for now at least. And I mentioned we will be moving on to Infinity Train Season 4. And yeah, so excited to get to that again. Excited to see what that has in store. And hopefully, I enjoy that just as much as the previous book of Infinity Train, and just as much as this. I hope it's just a genuinely good replacement in the time slot for this series. But as always, thank you so much for tuning in. No spoilers, please, if you know what goes on in the last 2 episodes, or just in the future and whatnot. But if you do know, please let me know. I'll probably look it up. Let's be honest. I'll probably look it up too. But let me know anyways, just in case I forget to look it up. Is there more to this series, or is there going? Do you know if there's going to be more episodes to Kakegurui Twin, or is there more in the manga that still has to be adapted? Don't tell me what it is, but let me know if there is more. I'll probably look it up, but just in case I do forget, let me know. In the meantime, thank you all so much for tuning in, and for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.